Hey guys, what's up? For this episode of What Do I Think, I just wanted to talk about my opinions about how the Apple event went, especially with all the stuff that they announced in that event. So let's get started. So Apple's event took place on September 12th in San Francisco, and it was basically where they announced a bunch of stuff. Okay, first off, bragging. Nobody cares. Just the products, okay? They started out with the iPhone 5, and the iPhone 5, the way it's shaped, it's basically, it resembles the shape of the iPhone 4 and the 4S, except with some cosmetic changes, okay? They added glass, of course. Not only that, they also added aluminum to this, so the back panel, the middle of the back panel is aluminum, and then the sides, the top and the bottom, where the camera is located, and the bottom part where it's close to the charging port, that is glass. So most of the back panel is aluminum. Will it resist any crackage? I don't know. Crackage, is that even a word? When I'm saying that, I'm referring to cracks, and hopefully you guys don't crack your devices, because you guys know how I feel about cracked screens already. Okay, so the iPhone 5 really looks slick. Wish I can get it. I won't be getting it because I don't have a line, can't afford it, so I'll just have to stick with my 3G. Unless somebody is willing to give me a new phone for a group price or for free. Okay, I'm not asking you guys. So iPhone 5 is great, and what they said was that they replaced the 30-pin dock connector port, so now you have this thing called Lightning, and it's pretty much a smaller cable. So that's great, and because Apple did that, they were able to make the phone thinner. Not only that, they stretched it out a little bit too, because now this iPhone 5 resembles a 4-inch screen. iPhones right now, since 2007 all the way up to 2011, all the iPhones have had 3.5 inches. Now this year in 2012, it's got a much bigger screen, which is what everybody has been wanting, okay? Not only that, this has 4G LTE, it also has an A6 chip for faster performance, better camera, still the same megapixel density, but in terms of the aspect ratios, it's a little bit better. So the camera could be similar compared to the iPhone 4S, but definitely will be better. The front-facing camera has definitely improved at least 1.2 megapixels, which is great compared to the iPhone 4S, or especially when the iPhone 4 was first announced. That was the very first Apple product to have a front-facing camera, besides all the computers and laptops that they carry, just iOS devices in general. And that front-facing camera was used for FaceTime, okay? Then the iPod Touch got the front-facing camera, but VGA quality wasn't the best. At 1.2 megapixels is at least better. By the way, don't judge me on why I'm doing this. I just took a shower, so my hair is still wet, okay? So iPhone 5 is great, and will you guys be getting it? Go ahead and leave it down in the comments down below. And if you are, what configuration are you getting it as, and what carrier are you getting it with? So iPhone 5 is great, available in other countries too, such as France and Japan, whatever. I can't name them off of my head, but iPhone 5 is great. Wish I can get it, but I won't be getting it. Okay, now let's talk about the next thing that Apple talked about, which is the iPod Touch 5th generation. So they finally got rid of that chrome back, and that's a plus, because that chrome back, as nice as it is, it scratches up very easily, and when it has too many hairline scratches, then it just looks plain old ugly. And I do not appreciate that at all. No matter how careful you are, no matter how careful you are when you're putting it down on the surface gently, it's gonna scratch. Even if you were to put it down on a soft surface, it's gonna scratch. iPod Touch 5th generation, they fixed that, and they actually have a button where you can actually put a lanyard loop on there. So that's great. But the one thing that I don't like about the lanyard loop is that it's a circle, and you have to line up the button with the hole. I prefer where the lanyard has like a little strap at the end, and then you have to feed the lanyard through the hole, so that way it'll stay there nice and stick. Okay, this lanyard that I saw in the iPod Touch 5th generation, there could be chances that you could accidentally push it up, and then your iPod is pretty much going to fall out of your hand if you have your lanyard on your wrist. Okay, so iPod Touch 5th generation is great. They put it in new colors, that's great. Although I wish that they did the same thing for the front, because when you're looking at it from the front, you're either seeing black or white, okay? And the only time you'll be seeing black is if you got the black back side iPod Touch 5th generation, and so that way you get a black front, but all the other colors will be white, especially the product red. Okay, so iPod Touch 5th generation, great, 5 megapixel sensor, better camera this time with LED flash, so that's great. You guys are really going to get a big improvement compared to the iPod Touch 4th generation. Alright, so let's talk about the iPod Nano. Okay, going from the 6th generation to the 7th generation, it's okay. The iPod Nano has gotten slightly longer, and it does have a 2.5-inch multi-touch display. And the iPod Nano, it seems weird to me, but it's okay. And Apple is bringing video back to that, which I don't see how anybody would be able to watch video on a small screen like that. In fact, I'm wondering, because I can't remember whether this screen is smaller compared to the iPod Nano 5th generation, the one with the video camera. So anyway, iPod Nano, it's great if you're just wanting a small device but carry a lot more stuff than the iPod Shuffle. But the thing is, this is only available in one configuration, which is 16 gigabytes starting from $149. Okay, so the iPod Shuffle, all I got was new colors. Then iTunes 10.7, Apple says that it was going to be slightly redesigned, and when I looked at the picture, I thought that it did get redesigned, but then when I updated it on my laptop right here, there was no design change at all. It pretty much looks the same. I don't know if this is specifically for Mac, or maybe it's because they didn't release the full update yet. I don't know, but I felt that when I said that, I kind of made myself look bad in the recap video. So overall, what do I think about Apple's event? Before I get on with that, I have one more thing to talk about, and that's Apple's EarPods. Their new headphones. What do I think? Come on, we know Apple in the past. I don't know if these are high quality headphones. I will have to get my hands on these just to determine that, to see if they can prove me wrong. But right now, I just feel like Apple's headphones weren't the best quality, and they don't sound that great. They sound okay, but compared to the other headphones and even the non-expensive headphones, Apple's are just blown out of the water, and they don't even win a match. So there's no competition between the Apple headphones and any other aftermarket headphones. So these AirPods, they'll have to impress me somehow, but right now I'm not too crazy about the AirPods. So I just gotta think that they're gonna break within a month. So what do I think about Apple's event? Overall, very good event, and very good products that were announced. And for those of you guys that are pre-ordering your products, I hope you guys enjoy them as much as you did with your current ones. And what are you guys gonna do with your current ones? Are you gonna sell it, or are you gonna keep it? Leave it down in the comments down below. For me, if I have any old product, I would just keep it, because in terms of the value, it's not going to have that much value, so there's no point in me selling it. And plus, I want to keep all my old tech, because I want to keep in mind of what I went through before I went on to the new one. So that's great. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. You have a good day now, and take care. Bye. What's going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? What I have for you today for this episode of Ben's Tech Advice